Well, hello everybody. It's Saturday the 13th of February and it's been a while since I've made a broadcast on my channel, and I thought I'd start today. The reason partly being, of course, the weather has been so absolutely dreadful here in the United Kingdom, and we've had quite a lot of snow. So much so that on two occasions we were sent home from work, and on one occasion, that dreadful Friday in December, I actually put on my gear from my Everest challenge. I reunited with my boots and my goose down jacket, and actually walked in and made sure that everything was okay from the office perspective, and everybody also in our schemes that we care for was fine. And then I actually set off back home again and to the warmth of the house. But today the temperature's about 4 degrees. I braved it a bit to come out here to the workshop because I've been a bit concerned about some of my friends, as you know, electronic friends that is, not other friends, and how they're getting on. And so far they've been all right actually. And I've just been checking everything. The workshop is quite sound, no leaks from the weather, which I've had in the past before now. And so we're here. So I've got a little gem to show you shortly, a project for 210, and why not? I've got something in line already on eBay. I've purchased a Marconi phone, stereo record player, probably from the early 70s. It's supposed to be faulty, but I think all it needs, quite honestly, is probably a new cartridge. It's on the same type of deck that, if you remember, that my mate George from work had given me with his beautiful machine, and that he's wanted to play his George Formby records on. So, but today I just thought I'd start off with saying a thank you to one of my YouTube friends. He's not, well, I suppose he's not a friend really, or even a subscriber. He's somebody I found on YouTube, and that is a chap called Roy, who, I'm just going to show you his website because it's worth a visit if you like classics. I know Doug from Curzon Road will enjoy this one because here we go. Can you just see that? There we go, Roy 13820. There we go. So make sure that you get him. I'll put him on in the little box on the left, you know, that people say. Perhaps it's the right actually. Yes, anyway, the narrative that I put in there, and just because he has actually got, I don't even remember that Isobel Baillie, I was playing some of her wonderful music from the 78 collection last year in the garden here, and I've actually done a bit of research. I actually found a box set from her 80th birthday, and it's four records of her recordings. Of course, her most famous piece is, of course, My Redeemer Liveth, and that's, of course, I've also showcased from the 78, not knowing who this wonderful singer was, and that was with Hamilton Harty. This recording, I've now downloaded it onto CD, and thanks to Roy, this is a interview that took place on her 80th birthday, or to celebrate her 80th birthday. I've actually asked Roy through the email system who the interviewer is, and it's actually when this took place. I probably could work it out, but in a radio broadcast, it's purely from an analog reception. You can hear the whistles and clicks in the background. Probably not FM, probably long or medium wave, but it really gives an insight, and she actually speaks on there several times, and of course some of her music. So this is a bit of a historical find really, and I'm going to put this with my collection because it's important as part of the historical documents along with Isobel, because she was one of our finest singers, and in my view, along with a lot of others, but I thoroughly enjoy listening to this, so thank you very much, Roy, for sending me that, and managed to transfer it onto good old CD. The use of the internet, the use of digital is actually helping in that respect. A lot of bad press about the digital, of course, but you know, and about the internet as a whole, as a world wide web. But I think it's actually one of the best things I've ever come across, certainly for learning, and in the respect of the work that we do, our community really. Anyway, waffling on there a bit too much. I wanted to talk to you about a little find I was given. One of our contractors at work said, "I've left a present outside for you, Richard," and lo and behold, a beautiful Grundig tape recorder, TK247 Deluxe. So we'll have a look round that, and what I'll need to do is just move the camera. I've got a new camera position because I've actually sold some of my loudspeakers on eBay recently. The recipients have been extremely happy with those. There were ones that were I use as test rigs really, and I just thought it would better, we'd have a bit of a clear out. The other thing about what's happened recently is I've been given a couple of loads of LPs, and I've been working through some of those, apart from the ones of course I buy. That's the trouble, the house is getting very full of records at the moment. But I've got a load more to put on eBay, and so I'll be selling those on, particularly club mixes from the 80s, and some of that music actually I do appreciate. I mean, it's I've even, would you believe, I've even purchased a CD of Lady Gaga. Now, I mean, Lady Gaga, I think she's a fantastic artist. Reading about her in the Telegraph today, and all of 20 years of age, and such a fashion icon. Alexander McQueen, who died very tragically, took his own life. He used to actually design for her. So if you like that sort of pop type music, which I do, along with all my other stuff, I think we're in such wonderful times, aren't we? Anyway, back to the Grundig. I'm just going to move the camera for you. Okay. So here we have. Let me just get the right. So here we have a Grundig portable. This is I say portable, I think you need a couple of guys to carry it because it's really heavy. I'm actually going to weigh it and find out how much it actually weighs in terms of, in weight, because I haven't taken the bottom off to have a look at the motor yet, but it's quite heavy. It's a early transistor machine, semiconductors for the output. So there's no valves on this machine, unlike my friend Mr. Philco and the other ones I've been dealing with. It was probably left in a loft somewhere because most of the knobs, as you can see here, these switches now, they've been cooked a bit, and I've managed to free those up. It's a very mechanical type machine. It actually was for the German market because whoever owned it, and he must have smoked, no disrespect to smokers amongst you, but it stunk of nicotine when I opened it up. He's obviously put the English version here, volume forward and rewind. And then it's got these interesting controls. This is actually a stereophonic machine. It's got 4 speakers. It's got 2 at the front here, and then 1 either side. I've got it rigged up also to one of my little friends from. I've got Mr. Jamo there, one of my test speakers that I use. So, I've cleaned the heads. I've actually done that because this front panel comes off. I have taken the top, but I thought I'd put it back for you today so you can see exactly what it's like. It runs on 7.5 and 33, 3 1/3, which are interesting numbers actually. 19 and 995. I've not seen those before, but perhaps I've seen the 7.5 before inches per minute, but I've not seen the other ones. So, but they're the same. They're standard, the same. And I thought I'd just play it for you because I thought we could use this as a project this year, and I'm dying to get my little mitts on all the bits underneath and take them apart and re-grease and put it back together. So cosmetically it needs a bit of clean up, but also it needs some attention as well. The belts are working alright, but I need to check those out. Like all most antique machines, they sort of get a bit slack after a while. But anyway, let's see what we've got here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this video into 2 parts because we've now got down to 9 minutes 12 seconds. So rather than break off halfway through, I'm just going to do part 2 of this particular upload. So I'll speak to you shortly. Okay.